Welcome to Trends in the World. Talking about man-made wonders around the world, there are literally thousands of such examples where human craftsmanship transformed something into an undying historical heritage. Among these wonders, there are some masterpieces that resulted from decades of toil by millions of people. But dear friends, do you know about one such marvel, which is the largest man-made structure in human history to this date? And it didn't take mere decades, but centuries to get built. We are talking about the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall, which passes through 9 Chinese states, was constructed by 6 royal families, with the help of 800,000 laborers over a period of 2,000 years. When was the Great Wall of China built? In ancient times, China was divided into many smaller states. Every state had built huge walls around their cities to keep them safe. From 221 BC to 206 BC, the Qin dynasty rose to power in China. Under their rule, all these scattered states unified into one big empire. During his rule, Emperor Qin Shi Huang of the Qin dynasty initiated the plan of building a grand wall by joining the borders of its states. For a start, the fortifications of Qin, Nao, and Yan were joined in a system to build a giant wall that was almost 5,000 kilometers long. Its strength and size kept on increasing under the following emperors, but the major part of the wall was built from the 14th to the 17th century by the Ming dynasty. According to estimates, the Ming rulers built an 8,800-kilometer-long wall. That way, the total duration of construction of the Great Wall is 2,000 years. Initially, its length was estimated to be either 5,500 kilometers or 6,200 kilometers. Since it's not just a wall, but rather a combination of many walls, a 2012 archaeological survey discovered that its total length was 13,171 miles or 21,196 kilometers. Why was the Great Wall of China built? Lying along the north of China is the land of Mongols, Mongolia. In ancient times, Mongol nomadic raiders would often attack China and its neighboring regions. In 1234, the armies of Genghis Khan defeated the Jin dynasty and started the Mongol Empire of China. They destroyed the Great Wall in the north and entered China. Never before, in 14 centuries, had the nomads of the Gobi Desert established an empire on such a vast area of land. Eventually, they were thrown out of China by the Ming dynasty in 1368, and the northern wall was strengthened again. In 1420, under the rule of the Ming dynasty, the construction of the Great Wall of China was restarted. It was during that time that military fortresses, roads, and watchtowers for guards were also added to the wall to keep an eye on the enemy. According to experts, some 25,000 watchtowers were built, not necessarily equidistant from each other. The distance between 2 watchtowers is very little in some places, whereas in others, it's more than 3 miles. These 3-story watchtowers had chambers on top to keep an eye on the enemy. These watchtowers were also used to relay signals from one tower to another. If some place was attacked by the enemy, a smoke signal was used to alert the other towers. According to research, signals could be sent as far as 620 miles from any tower. It is estimated that almost 800,000 people worked for its construction, including 300,000 soldiers and 500,000 commoners. The materials used in the construction of this masterpiece were sand, bricks, limestone, wood, and stone. At some points, rice batter was also used to bind the bricks together. According to another estimate, approximately 3.87 billion bricks were used in this project. It is pertinent to note that the invention of the wheelbarrow also took place in that era, with its foremost application being the construction of the Great Wall. The Great Wall of China could weigh around 58 million tons. The wall is 25 feet high in some places, while in others it goes as tall as 50 feet. It is 15 feet wide in some areas and 30 feet wide in others. To make the wall invincible around important strategic pathways against the attacks of barbaric nomads, some secondary walls were also built off the main wall. After the Qin dynasty, the Han, Ming, and Song dynasties also contributed to the construction and maintenance of the wall. The total expenditure on the construction of the Great Wall is estimated to be $95 billion. Emperor Qin Shi Huang is known as a cruel ruler. Other than building the Great Wall and unifying China, Emperor Qin is also known for starting bronze coins, popularizing silk, standardizing weights and measures, wielding iron weapons and tools, digging a canal, and constructing many significant highways. The emperor passed an order in 213 BC, following which all the books, except those on agriculture and medicine, were set on fire. Their writers, along with other scholars, were burned alive. Hundreds of thousands of people were forcibly put into labor to build the Great Wall. Historians believe that Emperor Qin put every third citizen of his empire into forced labor for the construction. Some 400,000 laborers are dreadfully expected to have died during the construction of the wall. For this reason, the Great Wall of China is also known as the longest graveyard of the world. Stories surrounding the Great Wall. Many interesting stories related to the Great Wall are common knowledge. The most famous one is the claim that the Great Wall can be seen from the moon. This theory was first presented in an article published in National Geographic magazine in 1925. In the article, it was claimed that this man-made wonder can be seen from the moon. Experts from NASA clarified that while it is possible to locate the region of the wall, it is not possible to see it from such a great distance with the naked human eye. It was further stated that the Great Wall is undoubtedly the only object that can be seen at 250 to 300 kilometers in space. Another well-known story is related to the construction of the wall. It is a rather famous belief that the foundations of the Great Wall were laid on human bones. While there isn't much evidence to support this, human bones were found in some places. Researchers believe they belong to laborers who died during the construction work. Many folktales also circle around the Great Wall. One of them is the story of a girl named Ming. Ming set off on a quest to search for her husband during the construction period. Paving her way through harsh weather and an exhausting journey, she reached the wall and discovered that her husband had died. The story goes that in her woe, Ming cried so much that a portion of the wall collapsed. This is a rather well-known story, and many folk songs have been written about it. But that's just a story, right? The story of a brick. The Great Wall extends from Hebei Province in the east to Jiayuguan in Gansu Province in the west. This fortress-like wall stretches across mountains, plains, grasslands, and the Gobi Desert. A magnificent-looking pass is also situated in Jiayuguan. The Jiayu Pass and this part of the wall were built by the Ming dynasty between 1539 and 1772. There's a famous story that involves this pass and a Chinese engineer. Through his calculations, the engineer estimated the total number of bricks needed for constructing the pass would be 99,999. The relevant authorities did not believe him at all, so they said that if his calculations differed even by a single brick, all the laborers would be put in prison for 3 years. However, a single brick was left behind after the construction was complete. When asked by the authorities, the engineer replied rather calmly. He said that this brick was placed there by some supernatural entity, or maybe a god. Any attempt to move that brick would result in the collapse of the whole wall. Nobody dared to touch that brick after that, and it can still be found there. This masterpiece was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1987. Over the years, the Great Wall of China has become a global symbol of human ingenuity and perseverance. Millions of tourists visit this marvel every year to witness its grandeur and rich history. However, time and environmental factors have taken their toll on the wall. Many sections of the wall have eroded due to natural elements like wind and rain, while others have suffered damage from human activities. Some parts have been rebuilt to maintain their historical integrity, but much of the original structure remains lost to history. The Chinese government has been working on preservation efforts to protect this architectural wonder for future generations. Despite its deterioration, the Great Wall continues to captivate people worldwide. Its story is not just about construction and defense. It is a testament to human resilience, sacrifice, and the lengths civilizations will go to protect their identity and culture. The Great Wall of China stands as a reminder of the past while inspiring the future. And while its purpose as a defense mechanism has long faded, its symbolic significance as a bridge between ancient and modern China remains unparalleled. The Great Wall of China is not just a wall. It is a living, breathing part of history, one brick at a time. Thank you for joining me today. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay informed.